Hey guys, welcome back to Tiny Green Planet ASMR. Now, it is Monday. It is Monday. I'm actually filming this on the day that I'm gonna upload it. I really hope my internet's not having an issue and that you guys get to see this today, Yeah, I usually film the Wednesday one on Tuesday and then the Monday one because my work week is just, back to back. I don't film on Sundays anymore like I used to. Anyway, just a little update. It has been a month of me going to aircraft mechanic school. And I've actually been keeping a video series of my progress. I really have to say that that's a cool thing to do because I like to keep records of some things that I do just for my personal use. Like when I was a teenager, I used to keep composition books, kind of like a diary, but it wasn't a diary. It wasn't about my feelings per se. It was about tracking my progress. I guess it was kind of like a diary, but it was more like a journal. You know what I'm saying? From my perspective, like a diary is about your feelings and your emotions and blah blah blah. But what I kept was like tracking my progress in what I was particularly doing at the time. Anyway, I also like to make videos of progress when I'm learning new things. And so now that I'm in this trade school, I'm making videos. I was gonna make them daily, but I realized that's too much. Now I just do them at the end of every week. I go back and they're for my personal use, and I feel like when I finally finish the program, I'll be able to look back and be like, oh yeah, I think I'll be able to appreciate them once I'm finished with the program. Anyway, today I want to read to you again because I like reading to you. And the subject today is going to be optics. If you guys can tell, this is actually one of my favorite series, is Demystified. I don't know if I've shown you any of my other Demystified books. I don't really remember. Anyway, we're gonna go to optics, and I'm not even gonna introduce anything. We're just gonna get right into it. Alright, Chapter 1. Chapter 1. The nature of light. The behavior of light has baffled scientists for centuries. Light rays can pass through glass, but are blocked by cardboard. Light rays can be reflected, bent, and split into colors. Light rays act like particle streams in some experiments and like wave trains in other experiments. The speed of light. Casual observation suggests that the speed of light is infinite. We can aim a flashlight at a mirror, switch on the light, and instantly see the reflection. Even if we put a large mirror on a distant hill and shine a powerful lantern at it, we'll see the reflected beam as soon as we activate the lantern. Nevertheless, light rays travel at finite speed. A ray of light takes a little more than 1 second to get from the Earth to the Moon. Early experiments. The first serious attempt to measure the speed of light was conducted by two people, certain time, one of them would open the lamp shutter in view of the other. The instant the other person saw the light from the distant hill, he would open the shutter of his lantern. Allowances were made for human reaction time. When the first experimenter opened the shutter, he saw the light from his companion's lantern immediately. Light traversed the distance between the hills with a round-trip time too short to measure. Late in the 1600s, a Danish astronomer named Ole Romer noted discrepancies in the orbital period of one of Jupiter's moons. When Jupiter was on the far side of the Sun, the timing of the orbit was delayed by several minutes compared to when Jupiter was exactly opposite the Sun. This discrepancy was repeated year after year. Romer attributed this delay to the fact that the light from Jupiter travels farther to reach the Earth when Jupiter and the Earth are on opposite sides of the Sun, as compared to when Jupiter and the Earth are on the same side of the Sun. He realized that the difference in distances was exactly twice the radius of the Earth's orbit. Unfortunately, Romer didn't know the Earth's orbital radius. If he had, he would have come to the figure of around 227,000 kilometers per second for the speed of light through space. The Fizeau wheel. As generations back. Okay, I'm just gonna say, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Look at that. I've never seen that before. The Fizeau wheel. As generations passed, scientists developed increasingly sophisticated schemes for measuring the speed of light. One ingenious machine devised and built by Armand Fizeau in 1849 had a rotating serrated wheel through which a focused light beam passed. The rotating wheel broke the light beam up into pulses. The beam was aimed at a mirror several kilometers away, which reflected the rays back through the serrated wheel to the observer's eye. Before the Fizeau wheel could be operated, the hardware had to be carefully set up and aligned. The distance between the lamp and the mirror had to be considerable. Fizeau correctly reasoned that as he increased this distance, the accuracy of his measurements would improve. Once the device was aligned and working, Fizeau set the wheel so the light beam would pass through one of the notches out to the mirror and back again through the same notch. Then the wheel was slowly turned. At first, the rate of rotation was so slow that the light beam returned through the same notch. As the rate of rotation increased, the wheel would rotate enough so that the opaque part of the wheel blocked the returning ray. The rotational speed was increased gradually until the light beam reappeared. Then Fizeau knew that he was looking at the reflected beam to the next serration on the wheel. Fizeau measured the angular speed of the wheel in rotations per second. He took the reciprocal of that figure, getting the number of seconds per rotation. He divided that result by the number of serrations around the wheel's circumference, obtaining the number of seconds per serration. He deduced that the resultant figure was equal to the time in seconds required for the light beam to make the round trip to and from the mirror. If he called this time interval t, and if he set the distance between the wheel and the mirror to t meters, then the speed of light, c, in meters per second, would come out as c equals 2d divided by t. When Fizeau conducted his experiment in this way and made his calculations, he obtained a figure of c equals 3.13 times 10 to the power of 8 meters per second. Another physicist, John Foucault, built a more sophisticated system that used rotating mirrors rather than a serrated wheel. His results produced a figure of c equals 2.98 times 10 to the power of 8 meters per second, within 1% of the value we accept today. And I'm gonna have to reread that. I did that a lot. If I'm reading something, I like to read about science and stuff a lot. If I'm reading something and I don't get what the hell it's talking about, I go back over it a couple times, so I got an idea that I need of what he did, but I'm probably gonna go back and I might even watch a video just to, fully get the idea of what this Fizzo will, how he measured the speed of light. I got a picture in my head of what he did, but I'm like, okay, let me check that again. Anyway, I hope you have a good week, a better week than I did last week. Alright,